What's going on, you sloppy, salivating speakers of the house? We need one at least, right? Welcome to Grunt Speak.
Live from the lair.
I'm Toxic Male, that's Vet Punisher. Welcome to the show. Thought Thursday. And we have lots of thoughts around here.
Oh, my God. This is going to be a good one.
This is just... What's going on in Congress right now is the funniest shit. 10 votes now.
I think it is 10. We're up.
Yeah, I mean, at this point, After
4.
After 4, it gets embarrassing. After 8, it's like a circus.
Yeah. What people don't understand is what we're seeing is the rise of a third party, one that actually gives a shit about America. Because I'm telling you right now, the Democrats, they're socialist communists. The rhinos, they're just sitting up there collecting a paycheck and doing F all.
Well, they're basically doing the same thing as the Democrats. They're just selling us all down the road.
Correct.
Corporate interests, globalist interests, China.
Yep. They are.
Shit, even Kristi Noem was recently caught playing ball with the gender theory lobby in South Dakota.
Yep.
She apparently decided to step aside because this big medical place there that employs a ton of South Dakotans decided to step in and oppose a bill that would have forbidden certain types of gender theory. And she's like, okay, I'll veto it because money, y'all.
Yeah.
Yay. Even people who seem principled have no principles.
We need to get those people the hell out of there. I mean, we need to vote them out.
Absolutely.
Okay. And...
Well, if we can even do that.
Yeah, if we can even do that.
If we can even do that.
Yeah, because the way that they're, flip-flopping the schminger door thing where the waffle cones are made, who knows?
They're flinging, flanging, and flute.
And we have to, not swear.
Yeah, I know.
We have to talk around the
gotta be really
algorithm
careful now.
for the first year, or first hour of our streams.
Apparently... YouTube now has decided that everything needs to be rated PG-13 at the very least, or very most.
Yeah, and I have a hard time, turning off the grunt swearing machine. I just, it's not my thing.
It's very difficult.
I have
to
a hard
self-censor.
time,
especially when there's just this much insanity going around.
Oh, I know, but I can't tell you how many times I'd have a commander come in like, "Hey, Pop, the colonel's coming in. You just tone it down." Roger that, sir. Colonel walks in. Hey, what? How the F are you, sir? What's up? They're all just shaking their head. Yeah.
Swingy swang? Yes, Jay, it's Joy. Yeah, we could adopt some of Sandman's lingo. You no longer have to suck on my pee-pee. You get stuck on my swingy swang. My shillabadub. My jimma-jamma.
Yeah. Yeah.
Speaking of people who can suck on things, Eye Patch McCain, as we lovingly call him now, Dan Crenshaw, calling the block of 20 terrorists.
Yeah. Like how
he claims, of course, after he was called out on it, that it was a figure of speech.
All right. Now, let's. All right. Now, first of all, I am becoming a very non-fan of Eye Patch McCain.
Yeah.
But, I can understand. Emotions get heated. People say stuff. I totally got it. But there will come a time where we, the American people, are going to get a chance to look at the bank accounts and the tax returns for everyone that gets elected. Mm-hmm. And there will be all kinds of questions. And I hope Eye Patch McCain doesn't have any questionable patches going on, because he is a combat decorated veteran, and there's only one word for that. It starts with a T and rhymes with season.
Yep.
I'm not saying he is. I'm just saying if that was the case in the future, it would be very bad. Right now, he just ran off at the suck hole a little bit too much. I'm going to give him the benefit of the doubt on that one for the most part, because I myself ran off at the mouth quite a few times in the past.
Well, it's kind of what we do.
Yeah, well, now I'm talking I really put my foot in it a few times. It was bad. We should do a show called Putting Your Foot in It.
Oh, yeah.
And we have guys call in and tell us all the stories.
We've all been there. Well, you want to hear it straight from the horse's mouth?
Yeah.
All right, here we go.
get another scalp and another scalp, whether it's Boehner or Paul Ryan or then McCarthy. Scalise would just be next, and we all know it. We just can't allow that to happen. That's why those of us are saying, like, look, you pushed us into this corner, so now we're saying we won't vote for anyone but McCarthy. That's why we're saying it, because we cannot let the terrorists win. That's basic.
Okay, so you feel like you've been forced into a position by people who actually represent the will of their
people.
Constituents.
Yes.
And your response to that is to call them terrorists.
Yeah, and here's another thing. The Republican Party during the midterms held back a lot of money and other influence to basically make sure not enough of the MAGA candidates won.
Yeah.
All right.
Well,
so,
they actively pulled support,
yes.
redirected money. They spent like, what, $9 million in Alaska where it was a Republican versus a Republican?
Yeah. Yeah.
Why?
And I understand. And it's mainly because they're showing their hand to us, everyone. The Republicans are showing their hand to the entire world. They don't care about the U.S. citizens. They want to push their own agenda. And the Democrats and probably a lot of the GOP have sold out.
Yep.
Because we do have the best government money can buy. It's just us as the U.S. taxpayers can't afford it anymore.
Yeah.
It's just that simple.
It's hilarious here. So Tucker Carlson responded, over the past few years, pretty much every part of the war on terror has been turned against the domestic political enemies of the neocons, which you just saw is the snarling face of the donor class. And then Crenshaw's like, unclutch your pearls with a figure of speech. You can't insult, slander, and hold everyone hostage with no way out and not expect me to punch back. Grow thicker skin. Well, you were talking about Tucker.
Yeah.
He's looking at this as an objective third-party outsider. Mm-hmm. So what the fuck does this have to do with the thickness of his skin?
Yeah, and listen, I'm not. Listen, I will never be a senator, never be a representative. I probably never hold public office because I'm trying to save guys' lives, and I'm doing it in a very mean, brutal way, and I accept that. All right, but he's a goddamn senator.
Short-term mean to be long-term nice.
Yeah. He's a senator. Perhaps he should.
Is he a senator or a House rep?
I don't remember.
I think he's just a House rep.
I don't remember which one he is. It doesn't really matter. You need, when you're up there, all the cameras on you. You might have to choose your words a little wisely.
A little bit. And some conservatives are letting them have it. Here we got Jenna Ellis. You can't expect to call 20 members of your own party terrorists for exercising their right to vote for leadership and not expect Tucker to punch back. Grow thicker skin, or maybe just stop being a jackass. The Dank Knight. Me calling my own party narcissistic terrorists and proclaiming them to be my enemy now is just a figure of speech, yo. Dan Crenshaw. Preston Byrne. Somebody really needs to primary Dan Crenshaw.
Yep.
And Buffalo Trace now. I don't care. Just block me. God forbid representatives represent the will of the people. That's what a terrorist does now, according to Dan Crenshaw, I guess.
Wow. That one right there, what that guy said, is going to haunt Crenshaw for years to come if he stays in office.
It should.
Yeah.
It really should.
It should.
But that's not where it stops. Controlled opposition on Fox News. They jumped in and called them insurrectionists and saboteurs.
Yeah, because they want to start a third party that cares about the United States. That's it.
They sound like Democrats.
Yeah, they do. And listen, I mean,
wow, we
need to get like 120, reps in there that are, MAGA Republicans. Mm-hmm. Or why don't we just call the party American First?
America First, yeah. Patriot Party, whatever the fuck.
Yeah, something else. Because, the Republicans, as they are now, have literally showed us for the past 20-some-odd years exactly what they represent and who they are.
Yeah. Or how about the 1776 Party? People who actually can, read the paper that was written that this entire country was founded on and say, you know what? These are still good ideas.
Yes, they are.
And just because it's 200 years later doesn't mean that good ideas go out of date.
But the thing is, is people forget why that document was forged.
Yeah.
Because we literally had a bunch of individuals who spent hundreds, if not a 1,000 years under the tyranny of kings who could do whatever they wanted.
Yep.
And there was no repercussions for them whatsoever. They drew and quartered people. They boiled people alive. They executed people for whatever, made up laws on the fly. And the people who came over here said, you know what? That's crazy talk.
Yeah.
And they said, we're going to come up with something better. And for 200 years, it was pretty damn good.
Yeah.
All right. Now, granted, there was a civil war in there. Things happen. What are you going to do? A couple world wars. And we're staring down the smoke pole of a second civil war, which I hope doesn't happen. But you're seeing it develop like it did before the first Civil War. A lot of animosity.
A lot of tyranny, too.
Yeah. You just go back and read some of those headlines for some of those older papers.
Yep.
It literally is mirroring what's happening here in the past 10 years.
Yeah, but people got rose-colored glasses for Lincoln, but he was he was no saint.
No, listen, no one is a saint.
No.
All right? Everyone's an asshole because every morning and every night, at least once, you're going to poop. That's just the way it is. All right? I'm a raging asshole.
I didn't get that memo.
Yeah, and I don't make any apology for it.
No, you're a dick by choice.
I am. I tell you the truth. And if you don't like it and you get mad at me, you have to ask yourself a question. Why not get mad at the people who actually lied to you?
Yeah, that would be great, wouldn't it?
That would be great.
That's what cracks me up when, like, all these leftoids are like, oh, Trump this, Trump that, Trump evil. Like, well, I've been listening to you talking about raging against the establishment now since I was in high school.
Yep.
So now you think that same establishment that you raged against and you claim is systemically istophobic and abuses you and takes your tax dollars for proxy wars and all this other bullshit, now all of a sudden you think they're on your side?
Yeah.
To save you from evil Orange Man?
But the thing is these people think they're intelligent, and maybe they are, but they have no willpower. They can't resist any kind of... They have no resistance.
I just don't get it.
It's insane.
There's a group I just recently joined on Facebook, and it's called Imagine Being This Stupid and Thinking I'm Not Stupid. That's the average American in a nutshell.
I like it. And they also, I've noticed a lot of people get really upset when you call them weak.
Oh, yes, they
do.
Well,
a lot of my liberal turbo dork friends, I literally like, listen, I don't need you around me. You're fuck. I don't want to say the F word.
Weak.
You're weak.
You're fornicating weaklings.
You're weak. And I listen, you are the product of your closest 6 people.
Yeah.
And if all of them are weak, lie about sheeple, guess what you are?
Mm-hmm.
If you have people like that in your inner circle, they need to be excommunicated.
Yes. If you have anyone in your inner circle who has a gender studies degree, kick them to the curb. They're going to be perpetually outraged and try to spend majority of their time indoctrinating you into their BS, and you don't need that.
And anyone out there who has a medium-sized or small-sized company, you hire people and you ask for a college degree, ask for a transcript and see exactly what they studied. Yeah. And if you don't like it, don't hire them.
No, get the heck out of here.
You're just asking for trouble. You don't have the resources to absorb that kind of smoke. Yep. You just don't.
Ugh. I think this caps it off beautifully right here. As woke societies explained today, a major takeaway from this whole situation with the House Speaker is that it's exposing how deep the swamp is with the uniparty and the media. The whole country saw Hannity, the shill, and now this. Mm-hmm. They have no problem calling Republican voters terrorists, saboteurs, and insurrectionists, or even holding them without bail, without trial, without
torturing
basic
them.
Human decency, torture.
Well, a couple of those guys, I take it on pretty high authority, have been in solitary confinement since 2020. Now, typically, for you to get that kind of solitary confinement, you literally have to rape, murder, and eat people.
Not necessarily in that order.
Well, yeah, it could be any order you want. You do all 3 of those, You're living in solitary probably
if
for
you
the
eat
rest
them
of your life.
first, you eat them first and then do the other two, I have questions.
Yeah.
But I'm not saying it can't be done. I just don't recommend it.
Well, as etiquette goes for cannibalism, that is the worst.
Hannibal Lecter's like, no, even that's too far.
I love it. I have scruples, man.
I have scruples. Hello, Clarice. Don't worry, I'll eat you last.
No, I like that when he...
That sounded a little more like Michael Sheen in Twilight. I apologize.
I like that then when he said, don't worry, Clarice, for me to come after you would be rude.
Yes, it would be quite rude.
Yeah.
I'm having an old friend for dinner.
I love that movie.
I'm really sad we didn't get to see Dr. Chilton get his shit tossed because that dude was slimy with a capital S.
Well,
Great fucking movie.
He was an incompetent leader, yes, man.
Oh, yeah.
That's exactly what they do. They take credit for other people, tear people down.
Yep.
Yeah, and then they screw up and get promoted up.
Yeah.
I've seen it 100 times.
Yep. And you know what? Fight this out in the chat. I always am interested in finding out what people think. We all know Silence of the Lambs is a great movie. We all know Hannibal, the movie, not the show, was ass.
Yeah.
Red Dragon.
Oh,
thumbs up, thumbs down. Better than Silence of the Lambs.
No.
Not as good as Silence of the Lambs.
The first Red Dragon.
The one with Manhunter.
I liked it.
They're both good.
Yeah.
Yeah. But what really blows my mind about Red Dragon is that it's from the director of The Family Man. And Rush Hour and X-Men 3.
Yeah. My favorite scene in the original Red Dragon is when the guy realizes, he's now in a war of wits with this murdering, piece of crap.
Yeah.
And then he's just like, it's just you and me now. I'm like, oh, yeah. Oh, he's in it all the way. Oh. I got like, I still get like the chills up my spine when I think about that.
Well, what I love about the Red Dragon one is that Anthony Hopkins' performance, you could tell, I never really felt like Clarice was in any danger from Hannibal in Silence of the Lambs. But you can tell in Red Dragon that Hannibal Lecter hates Will Graham.
Yes.
But he still wants to be polite about it.
Yes. Yeah. You got to have scruples.
It's a different edge to the performance. I think it's really, really underrated.
Listen, the villains with a code of honor make the best villains.
Yeah.
I kind of like that.
Yeah. I mean, could you imagine, sitting, you're at home, you're eating something, maybe leftovers from a nice dinner party that you had after the opera with a certain doctor, and then you find out he's...
What?
You're watching the news.
And you're like, oh, no.
Oh. I'll be right back.
Oh, God. Why didn't anybody tell me?
That would be bad.
Oh, my God. Oh. You motherfucker.
Oh, what the fuck? Straw barrage. Unexpected incoming. But, we already saw her, didn't we?
Yeah. We saw her.
Wow. That's a good one right there.
Yeah.
We're going to go south of the border. South of the border for the countries after that.
Before we show this
is hilarious.
I just want to say this. This is genius.
Yes, it is.
I'm like,
absolutely.
We need to take a lesson from this playbook and use it here in this country.
You're damn right.
All it's going to take is a couple dudes to do this, and
everything will change.
The entire divorce industry will be on blast on how they
the
discriminate.
Divorce industry will be
men.
on blast. In fact, this whole Transformers movement will come under scrutiny because this proves something that we, logical thinking people, have been saying about this queer theory bullshit for years.
That's like 4 or 5 years now.
It is easily weaponized by people with, well, in this case, good intentions, but we can say questionable ethics. How about that?
Yeah.
Man legally changed gender to gain custody of his kids. Trans groups are concerned.
Why?
And why? Let's see. A cisgender man in Ecuador legally changed his gender to female in an attempt to gain custody of his 2 daughters. But alphabet groups are concerned about the man's use of a law designed to promote transformer rights and what effect it could have in the future. I love this here. Oh, really? They're afraid an opportunistic fellow might use transformer laws to pretend to be a woman in order to give himself a positional advantage of some kind? You mean that's possible?
Yeah. I mean, we just had that. Was it California where that one trans raped that one girl and then they went after the father at the PTA meeting? Was that in California?
No, I don't think it was. I want to say it was Virginia. Something like Loudoun County. That's right. Loudoun County, Virginia.
Yeah.
This is just wow. And I think we took a step forward recently in the fight for true gender equity because Missouri is going to be executing their first transgender inmate.
Listen,
you have achieved true equality.
Yeah. Listen, I'm not really a super big fan on executions.
Yeah.
Unless if you have the guy on video doing the crime, or there's just such a mountain of evidence that there's just no possible way it could not be this individual. That's one thing. But there's a lot of people on death row that just shouldn't be there.
Amen to that. Yeah.
And that is just wrong.
Yeah. What did Ron White say? Other states are trying to abolish the death penalty. My state's putting in an express lane.
Yeah, pretty much.
Oh, here we go. Here's the story here in a nutshell. Rene Salinas Ramos, 47, told local media that the change was not related to his sexuality or his identity, but rather the Ecuadorian legal system giving preferential rights to mothers over fathers when it comes to the custody of children. That's not an Ecuadorian thing, dude.
That's everywhere.
That's a Western thing. The laws say that the one who has the right is the woman. As of this moment, I am female. Now, I'm also a mom, and that's how I consider myself. I am very sure of my sexuality. What I have sought is that I want to be a mother so that I can also give the love and protection of a mother. Salinas Ramos alleged that his daughters live in an abusive environment with their mother and that he hasn't seen his children in over 5 months.
Yeah, that's...
You know what? You do what you got to do. This could be a Miss Doubtfire situation. I don't care.
I don't care either. Listen, I myself, I don't think I could do it. I don't think I could do that.
I don't think we would want you to because no matter what these people have seen in their life that has made them rich,
that would
the
really
nightmare
put them
fuel
over the top.
of you dressed as Mrs. Doubtfire would be an anti-hydraulic for generations to come.
Yeah, listen, I don't think I could ever do that. If I ever get called up to do movies and stuff, I'm not dressing up like a woman. I'm not doing gay stuff. It's just not happening.
The gays.
It's not happening.
Well, no, he doesn't, even in Mrs. Doubtfire, he's like, this isn't a way of life. It's just a job. I don't go to old lady bars or anything like that after work. Although the bus driver flirting with him, that's a little...
it's a little over the top.
That'll make your skin crawl right there.
That's a little skin crawly.
Yeah. I like that European look on a woman. Natural, healthy, just the way God made you. Well, he broke the mold when he made me, dear. This is a big old hairy Robin Williams.
God, he was such a good man and actor.
Yes, he was, man. God bless him. I miss him.
Yeah, I miss him too.
But this is genius on several levels.
Yes.
And as soon as shit like this gets out, because Vice, of course, being Vice, had to put it out. Word is going to spread around in America, and dudes are going to be like, really? All right.
Yeah. And if anyone out there does that, send us an email. We will interview you on the show.
This is apex predator mockery.
Yeah, this is good stuff. I have nothing but a standing ovation for this guy.
And a lot of the people bitching the loudest about this right now, the TERFs, trans exclusionary radical feminists, they were the ones who stood aside and pointed a finger. They tried to knife hand all of us when we said, look, this isn't going anywhere good. Mm-hmm. As soon as you start playing around with gender roles and all this stuff, it doesn't go anywhere good. Oh, shut up, you estophobic. All right. We're going to sit back and we're going to let your train of thought go into the station to its logical conclusion.
Do you know what I'm going to do about the whole thing? I am going to make jokes, drink beer, and laugh my ass off.
As we should.
As we should, yeah.
Because queer theory is literally the invention of a human experimenting pedo.
Correct.
And these people who want to point fingers and claim to have the moral high ground are cuddling it like a fucking teddy bear.
Yep. You are correct.
And why? Because it's the tolerant thing to do.
Now listen.
Bullshit.
Tolerance. I understand the whole tolerant thing. I got you to a certain extent. But you shouldn't be tolerant at the jeopardy of your life and liberty and happiness.
No.
Okay? I'm sorry. I'm not Mother Teresa. I'm not playing that game.
Yeah, like, we're not saying you can't have drag shows. We're saying don't have drag shows for children.
Here's the question that needs to be asked. Not so much that they want to have the drag shows in the school, but why do the trans want to perform for little kids?
Well, there you go.
That is the $1 million question.
Thing is, at the end of the day, we have crossed over from the point where you can view anything like what they're trying to push as tolerance. Mm-hmm. It's evil. Evil should not be tolerated.
It's looming with a G.
Yeah. Looming.
Looming with a G.
Yeah, they want to be roommates with a G.
Yeah. Got it.
It's quite disgusting. But hey, like I said, I am all for chickens coming home to roost, because all we're going to do is we're going to sit back and say, I told you so. And when your little plan starts just crumbling down all around you, you're going to ask us all for help, all the toxic males, and we're going to say, nah.
Why don't you eat a dick?
Eat a dick.
No. I'll take that back. I want you to eat all the dicks.
Eat all the dicks, yeah. And I'm sure you can find a bunch of them in the medical dumpster out back.
Oh, God. Oh, man, that's harsh.
Pre-seasoned.
Oh.
And you did it to your kids. Yeah. Disgusting, vile sacks of human excrement.
Correct.
It's been a day.
What are you going to do?
What am I going to do? I'm going to read some chats because the fans are awesome. They're already sending in some donations over on YouTube and elsewhere. Shark Dentures just saw a prostate cancer ad with the notification may cause issues with pregnancy. Welcome to Clown World.
All right. Now, we put out that video about YouTube, right?
Yeah.
How YouTube is no longer going to be our priority platform.
Yes.
We're still going to release stuff here, but it will not be the real spicy stuff for the most part. Maybe shorts and live streams. That's
having to tie our brain in knots to be on this platform sucks harder than a black hole made of Mia Khalifas.
Well, it
sucks.
I consider it a mental challenge. It's kind of funny to me.
It can be. It still sucks.
But, there are times when
I would rather just be funny without having to think about ways to tie my tongue in knots.
Yeah, you're right. I can see that point.
Red bastages. That's why we keep telling you guys, click on that link tree in the Meat Gazer box. You will find all the platforms where we broadcast live, where we post videos. BitChute is on that list. We have almost 20,000 subs there.
And here's another thing.
Sign up for one of them.
Even if you don't go to a link tree, just go to redonkulas.com.
Yeah, we post everything there every day.
It's right there.
There you go.
We have a .com. I mean,
it's not that difficult.
No.
Cliff3188, strong successful male posted a vid. Therapists are booked with 30-plus-year-old women melting down about being unmarried. The spinster bubble is beginning to pop.
I called it. When did I do spinster bubble? Like 6 years ago?
Well, what's hilarious? The article that he read isn't new. He just discovered it recently. You want to know when that article was written?
2015?
1987.
Oh, my God.
This is old news.
Wow. I thought,
but
wow.
It was bad back then. Hey.
Man, and if it was that bad back then, I can only imagine the double-decker train wreck that's happening now.
I mean, I would think that maybe, these shrinks would have a few people, like a few women in their employ. No, some of them, like 2/3 of their clientele were these 30-plus-year-old single women.
Yep. Back when I was seeing a counselor.
I'm going to double-check that date, though.
All right, you're going to check the date?
Yeah, go ahead.
When I was seeing a counselor, and that was in 2005, 6, and he was this is a guy for like PTSD and stuff, and he was seeing women that were suffering from general anxiety disorder and depression. So you're checking it?
Yeah.
Over 30 therapists booked.
Something like that. Yeah, here it. Oh no, this is
from 2019.
Wait, the heck? No, okay. No, here it is. Boom. It was republished in 2019.
Oh, from 1986. I graduated from high school that year.
There you go.
You weren't even born.
Okay, so I was off by a year. But yeah, frustrated by the odds. Single women over 30 seek answers in therapy.
Wow.
This has been a long time coming.
Yep. Holy crap.
And almost 40 years later, they still have their heads up their ass.
And they're saying that they're saying 5% for those over 40.
Yep. Let's see here. Widely publicized study earlier this year. So, I mean, this is, like I said, this is old news. By 2 Yale sociologists and a Harvard economist asserted that only 20% of white college-educated women who reach the age of 30 without marrying can be expected to do so. After the age of 35, the figure drops to 5%. Over 40, perhaps 1% would marry.
My calculation is 1.5%, and that kicks in right around 43, and I keep it 1.5% until they expire.
Woo.
Just because I want to be polite.
Polite, yeah, of course.
I got you.
The wall is undefeated, ladies and germs. Evil Zombie Toe. Mel Gibson is reportedly making a movie about how the Rothschilds took over the banks. That's all I've read so far. In before he gets Clintoned.
Yeah, if he does that, it'll probably be a good movie.
He better double his private security.
Well, the thing is granted, Gibson had that racist rant thing. I got it.
He was drunk off his ass.
He was drunk. Who cares?
And you know what? He's still making great movies.
Yeah.
Hacksaw Ridge was amazing. Fat Man.
Passion of
Winning.
Christ.
Yes. Apocalypto.
Oh.
People forget about Apocalypto.
It was okay. It was okay.
It's pretty badass for a movie with yet another movie by Mel Gibson featuring a dead language.
Yeah.
Pretty fantastic.
The
thing is, fights like that all have to be hand-to-hand combat, old primitive weaponry and whatnot. There's just something more cinematic and interesting about it on screen than somebody just going pew-pew.
I like the last fight scene in The Last of the Mohicans. When that
guy's
father smokes that dude, I was like, thank God.
Evil Zombie Toe says, the shim has already been injected and removed. And Alex Patino, movie idea, how freedom of speech came to be. Pop is a patriot in 1776 and says King George sucketh 2 minutes later. British authorities arrest him, and 3 minutes later he is strung high for inciting insurrection.
I'd escape.
King George sucketh.
I'd escape.
Yeah, he'd escape. You'd fuck him up.
never follow the ranger into the woods.
Or you'd be that guy, with the noose around his neck, somebody standing next to you. First time? I'm going back to the spawn point. I'll see you in 5 minutes. Oh, man. And now, I haven't used this graphic in a long time. It's time for This Week in Whammon.
So if you've been hurt and it hurts real bad, or if you have feelings that are making you sad, then it's okay. It's okay to cry.
I love it.
This one comes in from, I want to make sure that I get the dude's name right here. It's an older article, but it's a fascinating story. This comes from Sentius D. New Hampshire woman pleads guilty to digging up dad's grave in fruitless search for real will.
And that was in 2015.
That's because men are entitled to women's bodies, but women are entitled to men's money, right?
Yep.
Oh, God! What happened to her nose? It looks like somebody's trying to tug it in the other direction with a fish
That
hook.
woman has had nothing but a problem with meth and dicks her entire life.
Yep. Well, most dicks go to the left, so looking at her straight on here like, hey, get out of here, woman. There you go.
I'm looking at her right now, and this is my assessment. She squandered her life. She's now north of 45.
Yeah, I want to say
doesn't have a pot
53 at the time this was written.
Yeah, she doesn't have a pot to piss in, and out of desperation, this is what she did. And she got they threw her in prison for the bare minimum.
She might not have a pot to piss in, but anybody with $20 and 5 minutes of free time has a mouth to piss in.
Savage. Savage.
It explains her nose. I'm just saying. She has to squish it in order to get rid of the smell of the asparagus.
I got you.
So a woman who told police she dug up her father's grave in search of his real will because apparently she didn't get the inheritance she felt she was entitled to, found only vodka and cigarettes.
And those were probably put there by his buddies.
Yeah, a man knew exactly where his priorities lied, apparently. Melanie Nash, 53, one of 4 accused in the plan to open Eddie Nash's vault in Colebrook and then rifle through his casket last May in a scene a prosecutor compared to an Edgar Allan Poe story. They, of course, did not find a will in the basket. But I was shorted on my share of the inheritance, way. And after going to prison for a year and a half... and the only conditions of her parole being leave your siblings alone, back to prison.
Now, in 3 different occasions while I was doing funerals, I had members of the family, because I was the NCOIC, they're like, hey, can you put this in his casket? I'm like, one was like a revolver. I'm like, what? They're like, he wanted to have it in his casket, something about Valhalla. Say no more. Because, we're the last ones in there, and we inspect the uniform. We do all that stuff after the embalmers do their thing. And we look in the DD-214. We're making sure all the ribbons are right. We have like a bucket of ribbons just in case there's some missing.
Yep.
It's nothing for me to like pull up his waist, put the gun in his waistband. See you later. I've had to do that 3 times.
Oh, I mean, got to respect the wishes of the dead, right? I'm pretty sure having a corpse desecrated, probably not highest on the list.
No, but, I would like to get, if I get buried,
You get buried, cremated, whatever you want to do. You get shot out of a cannon.
With a weapon.
There you go.
Yeah. I don't want to show up to the party naked.
She cremates you and then mix your ashes in with gunpowder and make special bullets.
And fire me out of a cannon.
Yes.
That'd be sweet.
It'd be like a Gallagher show. Here's a poncho and here's a mask. Masks don't work. They do for human remains. Put them on your face. Oh, I got pop in my hair.
Nice.
It's disgusting. Hey, it wouldn't be the first time. Just ask that hooker in Tijuana. Hey-o.
Oh.
But next one on the list here, this is just...
All right. Now, when it comes to bad priest behavior...
This is really low down on the list.
This is low on the totem pole. All right. Now, back in the day, if a priest did what this one did, he could be defrocked, which means they take your collar and kick you out.
It sounds dirty, but it's not. It's not like munging.
No.
This is hysterical. Priest broke confession seal and told my husband I cheated. I cheated on my husband 3 years ago while traveling for work. It was a one-night stand, and we didn't exchange numbers or keep in contact. I don't even know his last name. Until last month, I never told anyone about this event. At the time I cheated, I didn't really care because my marriage was rocky and I felt unappreciated.
That's very common.
I'm not happy. So therefore, anything you do is justified, right? But my husband and I reconnected during quarantine, and I started to feel extremely guilty. Last month, I thought I would try going to confession with my parish priest because, it's better to do that than to confess to your husband, right? He said I needed to tell my husband as part of my penance. I wasn't really sure how to do that. Probably pretty similar to how you told the priest. You just open your mouth, words come out.
That's what got her in this place, in the predicament in the first place. She was getting her throat long stroked one night.
Well, if she long strokes her husband and then makes him a sandwich and gives him 2 beers, it softens the blow after the blow.
Yeah, maybe you're right.
I could be wrong. You probably still, have good reason to punch her. Just saying. I wasn't really sure how to do that, so I've sat on it. Isn't that what you did when you cheated, too?
Yep.
Last weekend, I came home to my husband throwing all my stuff out of the bedroom and trying to kick me out of the house. It doesn't sound like he was trying. He knows everything. Apparently, the priest followed up to see if I had told my husband. And when my husband said he didn't understand what the priest was talking about, he told my husband about the affair. My whole world is exploding because I thought confession was supposed to be private. Does the priest have any kind of liability or responsibility? I'm in Maryland.
Okay. Now, she can file a formal complaint with the bishop, who oversees that whole thing. But liability, I don't know if you can actually sue for damages, because he's only really saying the truth.
Yeah.
Now, listen, I am not a forgive and forget kind of guy.
You're an administrative violence kind of guy.
Now, I don't care if you've been in relationship, married 1 year to 50 years. If they step out on you one time, I'm telling you right now, there's an overwhelming chance it is over.
Oh,
and
yeah.
Just pack your shit and leave. All right? I mean, yeah, you can I can forgive her, we can work it out, and then you're gonna die a death of 1,000 paper cuts. It's just not worth it, gentlemen.
And of course, in the process of bleeding out from all those paper cuts, she's going to get relocated to her new address.
Stop! Don't touch me there. This is my no-no square.
Woo!
Hey, he told her exactly what was up. Like, look, this is part of your penance. And she must have agreed and then left.
Well, for one, I'm not a God boy. I don't know the rules. I'm not Catholic. I'm just saying.
Bottom line, this woman did this to herself.
Yeah.
If she hadn't have gone around, fucking shotgunning cans full of throat yogurt because she wasn't happy, she wouldn't be in this position.
Here's another thing. Is most people, when their marriage gets rocky, and if they just stick it out, usually within 3 to 5 years, it self-corrects.
Yeah.
Because it's if you think you're going to get into a relationship and it's going to be nothing but sunshine, rainbows, strawberries, and champagne 24/7, 365, you're out of your goddamn mind.
Yep.
Because guess what? Your significant other will do stuff like smash your car, kill your dog, fart, have kids that, you really weren't prepared for.
Yeah.
These things happen. And it is what it is.
Mm-hmm. Now, is he in violation of whatever oath because he's a Catholic priest? Yeah. Because you are supposed to, whatever you hear, you're supposed to keep to yourself. Although there's been some legal wiggle room on that when it comes to things like murder. With that being said, as far as shit that priests have said or done to people, especially in recent memory, that this doesn't even crack the top 10.
No, like one of the main reasons the Catholics are on the outs here in the United States is those guys employ pedophiles.
Yep.
Okay, and then they cover it up and hide it from the public. That is not how shit is done. That's how you poison the roots and you kill the tree.
Yep.
You immediately find out what's going on. As soon as it happened, you cut the limb off and rehabilitate the whole tree, grow another limb.
Yeah.
But you're covering the, that is like one of the most evil things I could think of.
Yeah.
All right. That's like really close to cannibalism. And that's just terrible.
It's pretty bad. But I have some good news for this lady. One. All she's got to do is go and create a new gift registry for the newly single. I wish we were making this up. Divorcist.com, a gift registry for the newly single. So now it's not just enough for ladies to take half your shit, your kids, and then you have to basically finance the lifestyle they've become accustomed to for the rest of your natural born days. Now, they're going to get gifts from their simp friends for being newly single.
Mm-hmm.
Wow.
And I'm telling you right now, I've known hundreds of guys who've got divorced. When they got divorced, they didn't care about the dishes, the silverware, the furniture for the most part, maybe one or two things. Most of the time, when a man gets divorced, he literally leaves almost everything behind.
Yeah. because he knows it's going to get stolen from him by the corrupt divorce court industry anyway. This
yeah.
is just wow.
Well, like when I got divorced, I took a futon and massage chair.
Yeah.
That is it.
And that massage chair is still upstairs in the lair.
Yeah. And that's
I
it.
accidentally turned it on one day when I was taking notes, and I was like, all right, this isn't bad. It's pretty good.
How much was this?
Sharper image? Yeah, I've seen that catalog. Yeah. Oh, yeah, a little deeper in the back there. There you go.
I bought that in like 2003 or 2 for like $600-700.
Not bad at all.
That's like a $1,800 unit today.
Yeah. Well, in Bidenomics, maybe even more.
Yeah.
This is just ridiculous. So Divorcist here, it says today, the first gift registry that caters to people going through breakup, separation, divorce, and beyond. We help the newly single build a circle of support so that they could start over better than before. We've curated a list of products for the newly single shopper. We work with brands based in the USA and Canada with a preference for independent and woman-owned businesses. So,
shocker.
If you thought you could sign up for one of these gift registries as a dude, you're going to have to identify as a chick. We ship straight to our users with as little markup as possible. Our product list is always growing, but if you can't find what you're looking for, you can always create a cash fund. Because we're different and we love you.
All right, hey, I need a piss break here.
You need a piss break.
My blood pressure medicine's kicking in.
All right, let's get her done. Well, what do you think? Let's go with the classic.
And now, performing another classical work, the Great Wackarotti.
Oh God, this is making me burp like a mother. I'm going out.
Feel better?
Yeah, sorry about that.
We haven't listened to that one in a while, so hope you guys enjoyed it. For those of you who are new to the show, winning. Now you know where the whole Fat Punisher thing comes from. That Paris Attacks video will live in infamy, and not because of the subject. Oh, wow. The ladies and their the entitlement and everything, it just keeps on coming all over your face, neck, back, and thighs. Losing weight is now istophobigatry and evil unless you are a fat liberation activist.
All right. Yeah, this woman.
You want to just listen to it?
Let's listen to it.
That's straight from the horse.
There's going to be some breaks.
Yeah, I mean, straight from the horse's mouth, but in this case, Clydesdale.
Generally speaking, there's 3 kind of big buckets of reasons why someone might engage in intentional weight loss. First is desirability, second, health, third, stigma. But at the end of the day, all of those are rooted in fat phobia in different ways, and I'll explain.
All right, stop it right there.
First, desirability.
Okay. So here we have an individual who's probably
3 bills.
Suffering from double Tourette's of both elbows. Doesn't have the willpower to not shovel, food into her face.
Reaper says she's a 4.
and doesn't have the willpower to walk her way out of it, as per Bill Burr.
No, and even if she did try to walk out of it, you could hear her coming.
Yeah, and I mean, it's not healthy to be heavy like this.
Yep, it's not. Flat out. All causes of death.
Yes.
If you remember that stream, it's directly from the CDC. All causes of death.
And therefore, it's not healthy at any size.
As in dramatically at risk of.
That is kind of the most obvious when it comes to fat phobia. We currently live in a society.
Yeah, no one's afraid of you unless you're talking about trying to climb on my face.
Well, okay, when they talk about phobia, like literally the root of what they're trying to do is blame you and shame you into silence.
Yeah.
Because men are like, I'm not afraid. I'll just stop talking about it and prove I'm not afraid. No, that's not how this whole thing works.
No.
They're literally playing you as a sucker. Don't ever stop speaking your mind when people pull this horse shit.
Exactly.
That uplifts thinness, able-bodiedness, whiteness, cisness, and heterosexuality
Right, stop right
as
there.
the things that are most desirable.
She said lift you up.
Yeah, no one's lifting her up without a
Nobody's
forklift.
lifting that woman up. My days of doing the inverted bench at 250 are decades behind me.
Ugh. The last person who tried to give this chick a piggyback ride wound up with a chiropractor bill.
Well, that's another thing. Like, heavy women are crazy expensive. The resources they take in food, shelter, special accommodations, medical stuff. It's just, on top of the frustration of she's already a red-haired feminist, crazy lump of gelatinous fat with probably devil's braille all over her body.
I'm guessing it's way worse than that.
Yeah.
This is devil's braille you can read from across the street. Ugh.
And so if you are wanting to lose weight in order to become more desirable, you are upholding a fat-phobic beauty standard, as well as, white supremacy and all that jazz. So next is
how those things are related, she never explains.
Well, they all do that. They all do that because they're stacking different levels of shame and blame on you to get you to shut up. Before, it was just one thing. And then it's, white supreme pizza. And then you're killing people. And shut up. That is not the case.
Oh, man, it never stops. I don't know what that's all about. Here we go.
Health. What we know is that weight is not a good indicator of someone's health.
What?
Yes, it is.
It's called BMI.
Yeah.
One of the main reasons I went through the ringer to lose 20 pounds is because my BMI was, a little on the high side. I'm now back down in the, I'm like 27.
I mean, it's not a perfect indicator, like as far as just weight. We're not talking about BMI, okay? Because like Dwayne Johnson, The Rock, is 300 pounds, but he's a fucking refrigerator with arms, legs, and a head, okay? He's huge.
Yep.
But no one's going to look at him at 300 pounds and say he isn't healthy. They will look at this chick and be like, you need
I'll
to
tell
put down
that guy
the
to his face he's not healthy. I mean, I know what that guy's pumping into himself at his age. That's not healthy at all.
Well, I have no idea. I'm just saying, but the thing is, he's looked like this for years back before he needed the juice or whatever, or the HGH, whatever it is he's taking now.
Yeah, I know. But
And also, your health is not an indicator of your worth. You can have health and body-related goals for yourself that are not about fat phobia and not about weight loss. So let me give you an example.
I don't need any more examples.
Now, how many quadriplegic male supermodels are there? None.
How many fat male supermodels are there? How many fat female supermodels are there now?
I don't know. We have like dozens.
Quite a few. Way too fucking many.
Our favorite to pick on, Tess Holliday.
Of course.
Yeah.
It's just hysterical. Yeah, now intentional weight loss is white supreme pizza. This is some of the most... I can't even... I could be a Cirque du Soleil contortionist and I couldn't tie myself into the kind of knots this woman is tying her thinking meat in to spew this nonsense.
Yep.
It makes no sense at all.
Yep.
Wow. If you want to lose weight in order to become more desirable, you're upholding a fat-phobic beauty standard. Yeah, and that beauty standard means that you're not going to get laid as much as 7s, 8s, 9s, and 10s. Guess what? No one gets as laid as much as 7s, 8s, 9s, and 10s.
I mean, there's women out there who have like 8, 9 bodies and 5 faces.
Yeah, butterfaces. But we as dudes, though, we grade on a bell curve and we average the shit out.
Yeah, well, we're like,
whereas most women will disqualify 86% of men because must 6 feet tall.
Yeah, because they genetically lost the lottery and didn't quite make it to 6 feet.
Yeah, you got to love the sheer stupidity of these people. They think that they can overhaul hundreds of thousands of years of hardwired biological evolution And that's somehow easier than walking on a treadmill, reducing your calorie intake, and exercising some fucking self-control.
Yep. And they expect men to have no standards, and yet they have an insane level. They have a whole pyramid of standards.
Yep.
And the minute you call them out on it, they get all defensive, and they don't want to take accountability
Of
for
course
just
not.
being picky assholes.
And then in another 10 years, this chick is going to wonder where all the good men went, not that they were knocking on her door in the first place.
Yeah, like when I was doing the online dating thing, I literally had probably 6, 7 women, literally like, you're not tall enough.
Mm-hmm.
I'm like, I'm 5'11".
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
All right, it's fine. Well, whatever.
Good luck with that. You can go get in line with a hanging comma woman. I'm sure it's working out for her,
Yeah,
too.
sure. And the thing is, like, it used to be the really good-looking women would hold out for the high-value men.
Yeah.
Now social media has convinced threes that they can hold out for the high-value men. And that's why by 2035, 45% of women will be single and childless.
Correct.
And you did it to yourself.
Yep. 100%.
I mean, we've been telling you all this shit's bullshit for years.
Listen, I hope I live long enough to see the whole thing come down so I can laugh all the way to the grave.
Yep. Redonkulas, and that's why we're talking about it.
Yep.
And the last thing that we got on our on our list are these three
Wango Tangos?
Emmy Award winners. This is brand spanking new. 3 young women guards jailed for secret illicit affairs with inmates at Britain's biggest prison. But I thought you liked the nice guys.
Now, go back up to that one right there. Now, look at that girl's face. She could literally find decent dudes outside the establishment, but no.
No.
They want to bang the bad boy.
Ironically, these women decided to commit a crime of opportunity in prison.
Mm-hmm.
I don't get it. Jennifer Gavin, Aisha Gunn, and Emily Watson all been jailed within the last 3 years for sparking relationships with prisoners. And it's not like these women are 35.
No, they're in the category.
Yeah, they're in the we should be getting ready to settle down category.
Yep.
But no, apparently going to jump on the carousel in prison, where I'm sure there's tons of protection available.
Yeah, I mean, in today's day and age, if a woman is smart, she'll have her first kid by the time she's 26 and be done having kids by 30, 31.
Oh, wow. Excuse me. It's amazing. Secret affairs took place at a £250 million super prison in Wrexham, North Wales, which houses Category C adult male offenders. I'm not sure exactly what that means, but I'm going to look it up because I'm curious.
Well, I have no idea what that is.
Let's see.
Wales.
Category C, prisons.org, the Prison Oracle. Let's check it out.
Yeah, what is Category C? Oh, okay.
This ain't telling me shit.
Those are felons.
Oh, yeah, they're felons.
Yeah.
Ashford Prison, whatever the shit. I don't know. It's trying to tell me I need to log in or something like that. I just wanted to know what it meant. Wait, what is a Category C prison? Okay, here we go. Previous sentence of 12 months or more for crimes such as violence, arson, drug dealing, importation, threat of violence, or sex-related offenses. Oh, great! Currently serving a sentence longer than 12 months for the crimes listed above, outstanding confiscation order or other further charges against them, or a history of breaching bail within a 3-year period, failing to surrender, or absconding.
Yeah.
So there you go. There's
So
your
it's
categories.
low-level felony stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, violence or sex-related offenses.
Yeah.
That's good times.
Now, in America, anything more than 12 months is a felony.
Yep. Sex-related arson, because you're going to set that pussy on fire.
Mm-hmm.
It's good times. With all that gonorrhea. I'm sure there's a lot of it, especially in that prison. People dingling around in other dudes' dingleberry holes. Or mugging, if you prefer.
That's nasty.
Yes, it's quite nasty. So what happened here? I'm curious. Comes after Officer Gavin was jailed for 8 months in December after smuggling a mobile phone behind bars for prisoner Alex Coxon. Really?
Actually, here in
Cocks on, cocks off.
now here in the States, there are a lot of prison guards who actually bring in cell phones, and they for the prisoners, and they make a decent amount of money doing that on the down low.
Yep. Let's see. Gavin pleaded guilty to misconduct. Apparently she brought in the mobile phone so she could Snapchat him. Judge Nicholas Perry, I express my surprise that employees at HMP Berwyn are writing in support of her and are critical of other employees. That is a matter I think that should be brought to the attention of the authorities at the prison. Relationship came just 1 year after fellow officer Aisha Gunn had a fling with dangerous inmate Karam Razak. Gee, I wonder what country he's from originally.
Yeah.
Criminology psychology graduate made numerous sexual phone calls to Razak while he was serving a 12-year sentence for conspiracy to rob. Does that mean he actually robbed somebody, or was he just thinking about it?
I don't know. England is weird.
In Britain, you can go to jail for misgendering, so that's why I'm asking.
Yeah.
A search of Gunn's bedroom revealed snaps of the pair kissing and hugging along with mobile phone pictures taken in his cell. Court heard Gunn also smuggled a pair of knickers, gotta love the Brits, for the prisoner inside her bra. She was jailed for 1 year. And then Emily Watson jailed for a year at the same court for performing a sex act on an inmate in his cell. Well, perks of the job, I guess.
Listen,
They want the nice guys. The bad boy thing is a myth.
Yeah, right.
Yeah. Don't believe those awful red pill content creators when they say that. They're just compensating because they're incels.
Oh, my God. Well, what do you
spin the womanist wheel of insults. You're going to find incel, can't get laid, small penis, you're gay.
Hate your mother, who hurt you. Yeah.
You live in your mama's basement.
We should actually put together an actual spinning wheel. Excuse of the day.
And crap out. What do you do with modern women? Seriously.
Well, just leave them be.
Leave them alone.
Just leave them be. Alone. Don't say nothing to them. Don't threaten them. Don't hurt them. I mean, they literally are going to train wreck their own lives along with karma, and you don't have to do anything.
No.
And when it does happen, don't be a simp and ride to the rescue.
Never do
that.
Hell no. White knight syndrome does not look good on anyone, not even actual white knights.
Yep.
And I'm wondering what's going to happen. Have you heard about this New York Times op-ed? Mate with short people to stop climate change? I'm wondering how the ladies are going to react to this.
Yeah.
All of a sudden, I have standards and I'm not lowering them for anyone. But most of them are in the climate panic brigade. And they're being told now that, you need to hook up with some guys that they might be 5'11".
Oh, no.
No, I have standards. Bruh. This is the dumbest shit. And oh my God, some of these quotes. When you mate with shorter people, you're potentially saving the planet by shrinking the needs of subsequent generations. Yes, because taller people apparently eat more meals per day. What the fuck? What about the fat people?
Yeah.
Okay, we're gonna talk about height, but why can't we reduce
why do we
the blubber?
We should worry about width.
Yes.
Not just height, but width.
I don't care how tall you are. I care how wide you are. If you're wider, chances are you're consuming more resources than the average person, and I'm told that's a problem.
Yes. Now, listen, I mean, this whole climate crap.
It is crap.
Insane.
It is exactly crap.
Listen, when the Earth gets tired of us, it'll flick us off like a booger. It's just how we can't do anything about it.
Yeah. And all this shit, I mean, all you have to do is look at the behavior and the purchases of the people trying to convince you that you need to change your lifestyle, that you need to live in the pods, that you need to eat the bugs, and you will own nothing and be happy about it. What are they giving up?
Nothing.
They're taking their private jets to their little climate meetings, which they could just as easily hold on a computer. They could talk to each other the same way we are talking to you right now.
And most of them drive around with 4 or 5 SUVs with aides and security.
Exactly.
I mean, come on.
You shouldn't have a gun because you don't need it, But my armed security is completely essential because I'm on TV.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, that's a bunch of crap.
People who surround themselves with guns and armed security on the daily paid for by you and me say that you're the problem.
Absolutely. And like, we need to get them out of office. We need to vote them out or something.
My God. Oh, look at this. He's even restricted dairy from his son's diets and only allows them minimal sugar in an attempt to limit their growth, saving them from the ills of height. Oh, this is gonna trigger the ever-loving shit out of women who love tall dudes and vegans, because it's admitting by default that dairy and meat are required to create the kind of men women desire.
Correct. And listen, I mean, when I was a kid, I drank like a gallon of milk a day.
Yeah.
I loved it.
Yeah, and they're trying to say, oh, you shouldn't eat eggs. Eggs are high in cholesterol. Cholesterol is the building block of testosterone, my friend.
Before the show started,
boom,
3 hard-boiled eggs.
Eggs are one of the best things you can eat.
I eat 4 in the morning and 3 at night.
Hell yeah. Give me a nice sirloin steak with some some cruciferous vegetables, and season that shit up with some lemon juice and Cajun seasoning.
All day, all day.
I'm a carnivore, damn it. I'm not going to apologize for it, and I sure as shit am not going to give it up to a bunch of brain-dead leftoids shilling for the same establishment they claim needs to be burned to the fucking ground. You know what I'm going to do? While they're burning it to the ground, I'm going to cook a steak on it, and then I'm going to eat it in front of them. I'm going to shove my foot up their ass.
I like it.
Smurf my balls.
Smurf them.
With that being said, I'm going to put an ass on the screen. Oh, we already we saw her,
one.
but we like her, so
we like her.
Ah, there we go. Not as good as the last one. We'll just go back to her. That's pretty good.
All right.
We got some more chats here on YouTube, and we'll take a quick break and go to New Tech here.
All right.
Well, we got a case we got to look into here. This ought to be interesting. Ryan Langston, don't forget The Patriot with Mel Gibson.
Oh, yes.
Which I'm pretty damn sure he directed, even though he didn't get credit for it.
That was a good movie. It could have been done a little bit better, but...
Well, when you look at what Roland Emmerich has also done, the man who gets credit for directing The Patriot, and then you look at what Mel Gibson has done and you compare it to The Patriot, I'm pretty sure Mel Gibson directed The Patriot.
Yeah.
Roland Emmerich was just like, oh, Mel Gibson's here? All right, I'm just going to go in the back and smoke a joint. Is that cool?
Yeah, he can handle it.
Got it. Reaper 01. Oh, man, that scene where he finally fucking snaps after one of his kids gets killed, and he busts out the tomahawks and just wastes those redcoats. Oh.
That was good. It was good.
Phenomenal. Although I did laugh my ass off the first time that I saw that pop up on edited for TV mode. It was like on TBS or something, and all they did was color correct the blood to look like mud. I'm like, where's the mud? Like he's in like a dry forest.
Yeah.
Sure. Reaper 01. Sorry for being MIA for a while, but I'm back.
All right, bro.
Full Monty in the email. Oh boy.
No.
Do I want to know?
What do we got here?
Another game of Full Monty. Card 1 of tonight's Monty, a new beginning. It's beginning. My career is about to begin. I have a few video call interviews and such to get through, but for the most part, this is the start. I'm so hyped as I have literally worked day and night to get to this point. Plus, I'll be working from my VR headset. That might fuck you up after a while. Hope you don't do that too often.
Yeah.
Card 2, Devil Pup. Excuse me. I've renewed my Marine Corps EGA for the 15th year. To give a little background for those who don't know, at age 8, I was on a bad path. So a group of Marines took me under their wing and training for the next 5 years before presenting me with my EGA, making me an honorary Marine. Every year since, I have to renew my EGA by demonstrating I still retain the skills and values taught to me, like hand-to-hand combat, marksmanship, wilderness survival, etc. I'm truly proud to be an honorary Marine. So to my fellow Marines, Semper Fi. Nice.
All right.
I did not know that about you, good sir. Card number 3. Mistakes were made. All right. There we go. New Year's Eve. A good female friend of mine took me out to a New Year's party. I quickly saw that I was one of the only males there, save for a cluster of soy boys. I already don't like where this is going.
Oh, no.
I'm there for roughly a few hours when this 5'4" blonde comes up to me and invites me into a back room. She was a stone virgin at age 26, but didn't want to be such anymore. You know, that could be a pickup line, just so we're clear. Immediately, I started loading up my black orgasmic rifle and sharpened my pink clitoral combat knife.
Nice.
This chick was petite, but her body measurements were just high enough to prevent damage, or so I thought. I'll spare the details and report the end result. It ended in a hospital room. Wait, Pop. Put down the knife hand. Let me explain. She did it to herself this time. Chick was so worked up in a frenzy from the moment the clothes came off and was all over me like a starving wolf. In the end, she went so crazy on the pole, she dislocated her jaw. Moderate inflammation, even with lube, and a slightly bruised cervix. Don't blame me. She went full anime and wouldn't stop. Happy New Year. New job, new year, new trim. Give me a cat land and a black straw. You got it.
Stop! Don't touch me there. This is my no-no square.
Oh, ricochet shot.
Stop!
All right.
It's never a dull moment around here, ladies and germs. Tony Soprano, look into the Brunson v. Adams case. It's crazy. Brunson v. Adams. Let's see here. Oh, it's the flags on bad law. Supreme Court, Brunson versus Adams. All right. Brunson lawsuit does not claim the ice cream social was stolen, merely that a large majority of Congress, by failing to investigate such serious allegations of rigging and breaches of national security, violated their oaths to protect and defend the Constitution against all enemies, foreign and domestic.
Yeah, listen.
I would say that's 1,000% true.
Yes. And listen, we need to figure something out about enforcing oaths.
Yes,
because like we're 2 generations away from the religion, and nobody has any. Well, not nobody. Most people don't have any honor, and there's no force actually holding people to the oaths they swear to.
No, it's quite ridiculous. Where is? Gotta find it. There it is. All right, I'm just prepping something for the next chat. Else knows. Hey, Blake, invite Pop to Monday Munging with Starburst and Neapolitan milkshakes. Give me a Hillary deepfake and throw 2 straws.
I hate this one. Such a butthole, man.
You're being a butthole, Dad. Even I can only take so much. I'm just saying.
I can't stand that woman.
G-Man, in 2001, I read an article about a company that would take cremated remains and load them into the fireworks for a party.
All day long. That sounds cool.
Although, for you, I think a cannon is more fitting.
Yeah, that and a burning boat with the rest of my ashes.
Oh, you know what they should do? Take your ashes and mix them into mortars, and then take that shit back to Iraq. Payback, bitches! It's just a thought. Andrew Tremere. Not all causes of death. The obese are at very little risk of starvation.
Yeah.
Touche, good sir. Trigger and Crisis James. Joining you now because YouTube didn't send me a notification you guys were live. Have one on me. Shocker. And Mars Gundam, have you guys seen the pregnant Joker?
Yes. Listen, DC Comics and Marvel are done.
Yeah.
I mean, all of this woke crap.
Yep.
I mean, it's killing Hollywood. This is going to destroy a lot of Hollywood. It's going to probably take down Disney, and we're going to lose DC, possibly Marvel.
Yep. And now James Gunn is talking about casting Elliot Page as Superman.
Who's Elliot Page?
Ellen Page. Zipper tits.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'll go see that.
Yeah, I'm going to go and see a Superman that's 5'3". When Henry Cavill is alive, obviously has the physical condition, and is young enough to play the part, anyone else you cast in this part is a fucking joke.
Let him.
Especially Ellen Page.
Yeah, let him fail.
And yeah, I dead named her. Sue me.
Yeah.
Nick Crocodilus. Cappy said, wealth is obsolete. They try to undo it. Sounds about right. All right, it is 9:15. 834 people watching on YouTube. Now, to the people on YouTube who are concerned about the video that was released yesterday, we're not stopping putting out material on YouTube, but
it is not our priority effort.
It is not going to be our priority effort, and it is going to be a slow withdrawal. There will still be things posted to YouTube regularly. However, because of how YouTube is constructing their terms of service, how they're censoring and algorithmically throttling material, a lot of what's going to be coming out on the main channel is probably going to be shorts, because that seems to be one of the only things that YouTube is actually interested in now. They want to go TikTok mode. But that means that the real content going to the new tech channels is going to be uncensored, unfiltered, and it's going to have much better butts.
Yep.
Just saying. Don't believe me? Go to MGTOW.tv, click on this stream, and look at the chat.
You'll love it. You will love it.
Trust me. You will love it. Oh, E. Brock just dropped 50 bones and says, good show tonight, brothers. Thank you very much.
We're not worthy! We're not worthy!
And before we go, can you read that?
Oh, yeah.
From
And before we jump over to New Tech here, we do have a follow-up here from Life Saved 495, Jeremy. I'm reaching back out. That day I proclaimed myself as 495. I'd put a note in the group chat, said, I'm going in, boys, I'm 495. And it was one of the wildest things to think that I might have, out of the group chat, pushed 6 more people to step forward. I pulled over because I drive between house to house working in air conditioning, and damn it, I need to do this before the year is out. And by the time you guys called me out, I was literally sitting in a chair in my garage working on my Subaru Turbo hot rod project as my friend is whining about his woman threatening to divorce him out of his 20-year marriage. Blake called out my name, my jaw dropped, and confirmed it. I looked at my friend of many years ago. I'm 495, bitch. I played that portion of the segment, and my evil ex just so happens to be his sister. He looks at me and says, I can't believe my sister messed with you that bad. I look them dead in the eyes and say, here I thought we were talking about your failing 20-year marriage. I will at one point in time or another get into describing myself a little bit better. I'm also an avid shooter, hot rodder, all the way to computer building. If it's interesting, I do it.
Yeah.
But I've got some good stories, and at one point in time, maybe I will spill some of them for you guys. And just as I believe it was Blake the other day said it's hard for men to step forward and talk about stuff, and yes, I am part of the silent majority, and I do my best to be a gray man. Such to the point where the only clothes I ever really wear are my uniforms from air conditioning. The problem is I'm 6'4", and I stick out like a sore thumb. Thank you, too, for being you. And like I said, at one point in time, I'll get some good stories in for you guys. Some of these stories involve being born and raised in Alaska.
All right.
Nothing wrong with that. All right, ladies and germs, if you're on YouTube, click on that link tree in the description, or you can wait for the links that I'm going to be posting in the chat, and you guys can follow us over to New Tech, see what all the fuss is about. Trust me, you're going to like it. We'll see you in 5.
Take it easy.